In this video, we're going to solve a system of equations by using substitution. The method for substitution is here. Step 1, you solve for one equation for the x or the y. It's called isolating the variable. Then you take and substitute the resulting equation from step 1 into the other equation and solve for that variable. Solve for the remaining variable, and then substitute your answer for step 3 into the original equation. Okay, it'll make a little bit more sense once we actually do it. So before we get started, though, I just want to remind you, when we solved systems of equations graphically, we saw that it was possible to get one solution. And what one solution meant is that the two lines crossed. They had different slopes, and they intersected in one place. It was possible to have parallel lines, and that meant there'd be no solution because the lines never meet. And it was possible to have coincident lines, which means one line on top of the other. They're the same line. And that's an infinite number of solutions because they share an infinite number of points. All right, so we're going to try solving our first set of equations and determine whether we have one solution, no solutions, or an infinite number of solutions. So step 1, we want to substitute one equation into the other equation. Now, step 2 is already done for us. Here it says, solve one equation for an x or a y. If you can see here, this is already solved for x. So we know what x is. We can come down to this equation, and wherever there is an x, replace it with the number 5. We are going to substitute 5. So we start with x plus y is equal to 12, and I'm going to replace that x with 5. I'm going to move the 5 to the other side. And I just found y. Y is 7. So my solution would be the point 5, 7. That's the point they have in common. And that means that I have one solution. Okay, let's try the next one. I'll go to number 2. Okay, again, this one has step 1 solved for us already. So step 1 says solve one equation for an x or a y. This one is already solved for y. So that means wherever I have a y value in this equation, I'm going to replace it with 5x plus 7. So let's start by writing this equation. 10x minus 2y is equal to negative 5. And wherever there is a y, I'm going to replace that y with 5x plus 7. So we have 10x minus 2, and that's y, but y is actually 5x plus 7 equals negative 5. We're going to bring down our 10x. We're going to distribute that 2. So negative 2 times 5 is negative 10x. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14 equals negative 5. 10 minus 10x, well, that's 0. So if we subtract those, it's 0. And we're left with negative 14 equals negative 5. And that doesn't make much sense, that negative 14 equals negative 5. If it doesn't make sense, that means those two lines have nothing in common. And if they have nothing in common, then they have no solutions. Now remember we said that if two lines had nothing in common, had no solutions, then that must mean they're parallel. So let's see if we can see if they really are parallel. I have this line that's already in slope-intercept form, and this line I'm going to put into slope-intercept form by isolating the y. Minus 10x minus 10x. Minus 2y is equal to minus 10x minus 5. Okay, so now let's divide both sides by negative 2. And we get y is equal to negative 10 divided by negative 2 is 5x minus 5 over 2. And you can see that this line has the same slope as this one. and it has a different y-intercept. So this line is parallel to this line. But you wouldn't be able to tell that from the form that they're in. But when you solve it, you get an answer that makes no sense. Okay, so let's do another one. All right, so let's do number 4. So we can see in number 4 where y is solved, where the equation is solved for the variable y. So we can take this equation, the second equation, and replace that y with negative 2x minus 1. So let's do that. 4x plus 2y is equal to negative 2. We bring down the 4x plus 2, and let's replace that y with what y is equal to. Minus 2x minus 1, and this is equal to negative 2. Okay, bring down the 4x. 2 times negative 2x is minus 4x. 2 times negative 1 is minus 2, is equal to negative 2. The 4x's cancel. If I have 4x and I take 4x away, they're gone. And I'm left with minus 2 is equal to minus 2. Okay, well that doesn't tell us very much. It just tells us that those two things are equal to each other. But what it does tell us is that every point on both lines are the same. So we have an infinite number of solutions. And I want to show you why. Let's do what we did last time. I'm going to take this second equation, and I'm going to isolate the variable and solve for y. So I'm going to move the 4x to the other side. Bring down my 2y equals negative 4x minus 2. I'm going to divide all the way through by 2. Y is equal to negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2x. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Okay, so now look at the equation. Here's my original equation, number 1, and this is my original number 2. This is number 2 when it's solved, and look at this. It's the exact same as number 1. They're the same equation. So when you solve for the variable, you notice, the same variable, you notice you have the same equation. Same slope, same y-intercept. So they have an infinite number of solutions because they are the same line. All right, this is the last problem that I'm going to do for you, and then you're going to do problems number 3 and number 5. So if we take a look at these two equations, the difference between these and the others that we've been doing is that we don't have an equation that says x is equal to or y is equal to. But we do have an equation that has an x variable with the coefficient of 1. So the number in front of this x is 1. It would be very easy to solve for this equation. So why don't we do this? We're going to isolate this variable. So we're coming over here, and our goal is to get x by itself. So we're going to add the 2y to both sides. That cancels, equals 2y. So we know what x is equal to. X is equal to 2y, and I'm going to write it over here. All right, so now I'm going to use that because I now know that x is 2y. And I'm going to come back to this equation, the second equation, and replace my x value here with 2y. That's called substitution. So we're substituting the 2y in. 2 times 2y is 4y minus 7y is equal to 12. 4 minus 7y is minus 3y is equal to 12. And now we're going to divide both sides by minus 3. Y is equal to negative 4. So we now know what y is. I'm writing my solution down here. Y is negative 4, and I want to know what x is. So I can come back up here and replace this y in this equation, now this equation. It doesn't matter which one I use, but the easiest one is to use this one because I want to know what x is. So I can say x is equal to 2 times negative 4. X is equal to negative 8. So I just found my solution. It is one solution it tells me that my lines meet in one location, and that's the spot that they meet in. All right, so you're going to try the other two problems and then practice your IXL. If you have any questions, please ask in class today. And if you need to, stop the video, watch it over again. There's no reason you can't. Okay, have a good day. Bye.